Grand Forks Central Knights at Cushman Field on Friday for an EDC matchup. With a tough loss by 3 against South last week,
That way people know that we're on.
they're hoping to come back.
Come back strong with the win.
Absolutely.
A major loss for West Fargo tonight is their libero, Maddie Waldera. She suffered a broken wrist a few weeks ago playing against Cheyenne. So they will have their backup libero in, number 47, who is believed to be just a sophomore. So we will be watching to see how she does.
Why isn't her name on the list, though?
Because she'd be on the JV libero, and I'd assume it's the sophomore. But number 47, they have to give her a libero jersey, a varsity one.
Right. So do we know who that is?
No. I would guess it'd be the sophomore Tatum Fowler.
And I don't want to make any assumptions, so we'll just call her a libero for West Fargo.
Yes.
Unless we go and get her name.
Yeah. The backup libero, number 47, the backup libero will be playing for Maddie Waldera.
I feel like I need her name, though, because that's crucial.
I know. I could go tap one of them on the shoulder.
Oh, well. So, who do we think it is?
I think it's...
You tell me.
That's not right.
It's right here.
Oh. I think it's the Tatum Fowler.
What is she, 47?
Yes. Okay, because the other liberos listed... Yeah. But she's number 47 because she's the libero jersey.
Oh, so her in they only have one, so her and the JV girl have to switch? Is that what you're saying?
Say that is Tatum Fowler. Tatum Fowler will play the JV game, but they only have so many varsity libero jerseys, so they have to give her one.
Yep, Tatum Fowler,
we believe.
Who is a junior,
10th grader,
sophomore, babe.
Yeah, and she's listed at 5'4", and the other one is listed at 5'1", and she looks kind of tall, so we'll go with 5'4".
So yeah, 5'4" is perfect.
Unless they pulled up, unless they took a different defensive specialist or something and just converted them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't think they did that. Oh, that chick definitely plays because she's the only setter they have listed. Shoot. Tevito.
Mr. Picard, how would you pronounce this last name? Tevito?
Probably. If you wanted to run real quick, though, you could ask their coaches.
Okay, that's what we should do. We should go ask.
Or ask somebody on their, their manager maybe or something. Okay. Yeah, I would just make sure we get it right.
I thought it was.
No,
Gymnasium in Fargo, North Dakota. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lydia Mattern alongside Kate Busick as we get ready for some North Dakota high school volleyball action. The Shanley Deacons prepare to take on the West Fargo Packers. Volleyball on Shanley TV is presented by the Shanley Athletic Club, taking on the Deacon Athletics to a higher level. We will be right back after a few messages from our sponsors.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bell Bank, Beyond Boundaries Therapy Services, Butler Machinery, Ed's Marine, the Fargo Jet Center, First International Bank and Trust, Forum Communications, Haley's Hope, Hurley's Religious Goods, Luther Family Buick GMC, Master Construction, Moore Engineering, Network Center, Northern Improvement, Off the Wall Advertising, Robert Gibb and Sons, SANFORD, Shields, Taxman, TCI Insurance, and Wolf Steel Construction.
And we're back. Kate, let's just talk about the game for a second before it gets started. Shanley 4-6 and West Fargo 8-3. What I would say two pretty evenly matched teams. Let's just talk about a couple players to watch. I know Shanley with a lot of young players and West Fargo with only a few seniors. Who do you really think is going to stand out tonight?
For Shanley, one of the key players I would watch is senior Riley Payne. She has been a force all the way around the court, and she has a really strong hit, so that's always something to watch out for. And another one I would watch for on Shanley is sophomore libero Hannah Hodel. It's one of her first varsity games, but so far she's been doing really well, so that's something I would watch. For West Fargo, I would watch their libero, Mary Schnell, who is a 10th grader. She is currently filling in for Maddie Waldera, who currently is out with a broken wrist, so that is one player I would watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, Hannah Hodel, a young player for the Deacons, one of a lot of sophomores. Olivia Vetter being a sophomore setter for the Deacons. I think someone to look out for also. And right before we get underway, the ref will be checking the starting lineups. But Maddie McKinnon, also a junior for the West Fargo Packers, I think a very strong asset at the net, both on defense and on offense. I'm just excited to watch her tonight as well.
Yeah, she has a very powerful swing, so that's always something to watch out for because she's been known for really good swings and good blocks.
Absolutely.
Subbing in is Mary Schnell, the 10th grade libero for West Fargo. So she will be starting for West Fargo.
And here we are, number 25, Caitlin Tweedo, back to serve for the Packers. Bird with the pass, Vetter with the set, back set to Megan Matheson with a long ball out of bounds, which will result in a West Fargo point, 1-0. Tweedo back to serve again for the Packers. Bird again, back to Vetter, back again to Bird, which will be another West Fargo point, again being out of bounds.
That's 2 hit out of bounds by Shanley Wright in a row, so that's something that they need to work on getting in bounds again.
Absolutely. If we just adjust, if the Deacons just adjust, I think it'll be okay. Fredrickson for the Deacons, that tall middle hitter, junior we were talking about. Paige McAllister, a sophomore, number 20, back to serve. And outside hit from Holiday.
Received by Riley Payne.
And just, I think, a miscommunication from Fredericks, which will be a point, West Fargo. Serving for the Packers, number 23, McKenna Becker. And a great communication there by Hodel and Payne, out of bounds and a substitution. Matheson will be subbing out for Olivia Manuel, one of the few seniors on the Deacons, number 14, back to serve. With the right side hit, and it looked to be a tip from Fredericks.
There was just no one there to hit up the tip, so that would be something we need to adjust to.
Absolutely, again, just that miscommunication. And their libero, Schnell, back to serve for the West Fargo Packers. Oh, and a short one right over the net, which will be an ace for Schnell. Schnell, like you said, Kate, just subbing in for Waldera, who is hurt. Only a sophomore, but already making a big mark on the court tonight. Manuel with the up to Vetter with a free ball over from Bird. And a great block from Bird and Fredericks. That was Holiday from the Packers who hit that. And Bird serving for the Deacons. An outside hit from the Packers and a beautiful block from Vetter and Fredericks. Fredericks, being that middle hitter on defense, she really can block the ball, Kate, well.
Yeah, so far they have gotten 2 great blocks, so that hopefully that's something they can keep doing.
Absolutely. Bird back to serve again for the Deacons. A pass again to their outside hitter. Aaron Burnstock with a beautiful, beautiful kill to result in a shank by the Deacons. Aaron Burnstock, only a junior, already doing really well in this game. Back to serve for the Packers. Vetter with the set, back to Fredericks. And point Deacons.
As you said about Fredericks, she does hit all the way around really well. So far she has blocked on the outsides, hit middle, and now she just hit right side. So that's something to watch for on how she's so versatile.
Absolutely. Hannah Hodel, a sophomore, back to serve for the Deacons, a libero. Maddie McKinnon with a free ball. Good hustle play by Manuel. And Paige McAllister, another middle threat for the Deacons. Just placed one down the corner for a point for the Deacons. 6-6, a tied game. Hannah Hodel again back to serve. A back set to McKinnon, a tip, and a great hustle play by Vetter over the net there for McAllister. Again, Aaron Beanstalk. Just a little pause there. Looked like a point to the Deacons, so Hannah will serve again. But Aaron Burnstock, just someone who's already standing out just with her line drives from the outside position. And number 6, Aaron Burnstock again, with this time a right side hit, which will be a point West Fargo. She will be back to serve for the Packers. First pass by Libero, down to Payne, who was tipped. Good recovery by Bird. And a beautiful hit, a tip by Payne, which will result in a West Fargo Packer point. Nadia Fiakuski, a sophomore for the the Packers, with that beautiful hit. Packers serve short into the net, so it'll be a point for the Deacons. Olivia Vetter back to serve, sophomore. Matheson in, a junior, subbing in for Olivia Manuel. Pass up to the setter. And a nice roll shot. Good recovery by Payne. And just like that, Matheson comes in and is able to just get that point for the Deacons. Vetter back to serve. And a beautiful serve by Olivia Vetter, right down the middle where none of the defenders for West Fargo were.
Just barely over the net, she found that perfect gap and the ball dropped.
Absolutely. Good communication there by the Packers. And Maddie McKinnon just missed by a little bit.
Yeah, she went up to tip the ball right there and just fell a little short, so it fell back on their own side.
And Vetter again with another serve. Good communication again by the Packers, something I've been noticing. They do communicate very well. Good hustle play by the Deacons. A free ball over by McAllister. And a beautiful right side kill. Number 23, McKenna Becker.
That was a very good kill, straight to the libero Hannah Hodel, but it just shanked. That was a very hard hit, and it would have been hard to receive.
Absolutely. Maddie McKinnon back to serve for the Packers. Bird with the pass. Up to Payne, who timed that really well. And a good tip. McAllister with the help. Payne again with the push, found the corner, but Packer defense was right there. And a good block.
That's another really good block by Shanley's defense.
Absolutely, McAllister and Matheson. Back to serve senior Riley Payne, who's been around Shanley athletics but volleyball for a long time. Senior back to serve. Beautiful dig and another right side kill from the Packers. They're finding a lot of confidence in that right side hit, that back set from the setter. Okay, let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing really well back setting it and then just working around the blockers and hitting the opposite 10-foot line, which has left them open gaps.
Absolutely. Number 25, Kaylin Tito up to serve. Hannah Hodel with the set up to Bird with a beautiful kill. And an outside kill. Good dig by Payne. Bird again with a tip, which will result in a Deacon point. 13-10 Deacons, close one still.
Both teams seem to be struggling with their defense covering the tips. The balls have all been getting blocked, but then there's no one there to dig up the tip.
Absolutely. Sophomore Paige McAllister back to serve for the Deacons. Found a good spot. Again, the right side tip this time. And it worked. I think that's just their thing, whether they tip it or they hit it. They always find those spots. McKenna Becker back to serve. And Hannah Hodel back in for the Deacons in the back row. Again, great communication by Payne and Bird with that out of bounds. Manuel back in, Manuel back to serve for the Deacons.
Score is 14-11 right now. Deacons are winning.
Shell with the pass. Down to their middle hitter. Oh my goodness. Again, another beautiful hit. I'm finding that both West Fargo and Shanley are liking the way where they can hit the ball well. So I'm excited to see where this one goes. Shell back to serve for the Packers. And Fredericks with the middle hit right down at the 10-foot line. I don't think the Packers were expecting that one.
That play was really well set up by Olivia Manuel, who had a perfect pass right to the setter. That really made that happen.
Absolutely. Bird back to serve for the Deacons. A shorter serve this time, up to their setter. Again, the right side hit from Lucy Holiday. A block from Payne, which will actually go out of bounds. A point for West Fargo. Couple substitutions this time for the Packers. Number 16, Hallie Erickson, a junior, back to serve for the Packers. Vetter with a hustle play up to Payne, which a block will come from Nadia Fiakuski. The Deacons not quite expecting that fast return, which will result in a Packer point. Erickson again back to serve. Free ball over from Payne. A pop-up by Shell. And McKinnon over with the push right to the center where the Deacons just weren't there. A beautiful placement by McKinnon. Again, Hallie Erickson back to serve for the Packers. 15-15 this game. Kate, it's going back and forth. It's tied yet again.
Yes, so far West Fargo's been on a few-point run right now, so the Deacons need to put a stop to that.
Absolutely. Bird with the dig. Down to Payne. It falls just short into the net. Point West Fargo. Erickson again back to serve. Bird with a kill. A right side hit to Fredericks, which will fall out of bounds. Point West Fargo. Hallie Erickson back to serve. Good communication telling Bird that one was in. Up to Payne. A tip from the Packers. And Aaron Beanstalk with that kill. Again, up to Payne. And a result with a shank from the Packers. Point from the Deacons. Paige McAllister back in for the Deacons. And Hannah Hodel back to serve. Hannah Hodel, a standout defensive player, being there on her toes, ready to go. However, her serve will fall short into the net. Point Packers. Number 6, Aaron Binstock, back to serve for the Packers. Hannah Hodel up to Vetter, outside to Payne, with a block beautifully prepared by McKenna Becker. But then Riley Payne finds the spot, tipped by the Packers.
As we talked about earlier, that was really good. Mariah Bird was able to get the tip when Riley Payne's original hit was blocked. That set up Riley Payne again. So that really was a good adjustment by the Deacons.
Absolutely. Olivia Vetter back to serve. Shell with the pass. A right side hit from McKinnon.
2 Deacons right there to get the ball up, but just both fell short.
Absolutely. Good placement again by McKinnon, who is now back to serve for the Packers. Bird again with the pass. A tight pass to the net, which will be a net violation on the Packers. So a point for the Deacons. Riley Payne, a senior, back to serve. Over the net pass, and a beautiful placement by Megan Matheson. Just that aggression to get up to the net and put it back down right in their face. And a timeout by the Deacons. 19-19 again. Another tie game. This is going to be a close one, I think, go down to the wire.
Yeah, it's been a game of runs so far. So far, the Packers have had a 6-point run, I believe, and then it's been back and forth since then. So this will be a tight game through and through.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Coach Payne in Beckley, West Virginia, who is watching live right now.
Another thing, too, while we wait here, don't forget that you can connect with Shanley TV on social media, get the latest updates about Shanley sports teams, plus reminders about upcoming broadcasts. Like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV, or follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV. And just like that, we're back at it. Riley Payne again back to serve for the Deacons. And a beautiful placement, a jump serve from Riley Payne. Just kind of scoped out their defense and placed it right there.
McKenna Becker tried to make a diving save, but just couldn't quite make it.
Payne again back to serve. This time her serve a little long, out of bounds. So we have a point for the Packers. A couple substitutions here. Lucy Holiday back in for the Packers. And number 25, Caitlin Twido, back to serve for the Packers. A shorter serve, close to the net. And looks like the refs will talk about this call for a second. Looked to go either way, I think. Both teams a little bit into the net.
The Packers were calling for Olivia Vetter in the net, but could go both ways on this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's something that the Deacons need to work on, is making sure that their passes are right to the setters and not too far, so that way she has to go running into the net to try and find them.
Yes, absolutely. The setup for the play is crucial, and the first pass is most important. Shout out to Rita Visser watching from San Francisco tonight. Rita, thank you for your support with Shanley TV. Thanks for watching.
Looks like the refs have come to a decision.
And we're going to go for a replay with the point.
Refs are going to discuss again.
Again, while we wait, Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out the website today at shanleyathletic.club.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you are not already. It's easy to become a member, and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. Again, it is a replay after another discussion, so number 25, Caitlin Tweedo, back to serve for the Packers. 20-20 after that replay. A shorter serve up to Bird. And McAllister with a hard hit from the middle, but a beautiful dig by Bryn Geeson. And again, the Packers just finding that placement where the Deacon defense did not exist. So with that, number 25, again, back to serve for the Packers. A shorter serve. Hodel not quite ready on her toes there. So Tweedo back to serve, resulting in a West Fargo point, but a timeout will actually be called first by the Deacons. I think they just need to get their defense kind of regrouped and back together with these short serves and some long serves.
That was a couple quick points right there by the Packers. The Deacons just need a second to regroup and get back together so that way they can stop this run and win this set.
Absolutely, 22-20. This game can go either way.
What do you think the Packer coach is saying to their team right now?
Yeah, I think they just need to keep up their serving, keep the Deacon defense on their toes, and just to kind of finish out this match, or excuse me, this game. 3 more points left to go. Tweedo back to serve again for the Packers. Again, her serves keep going to Bird. McAllister finding that spot, and Tweedo not quite getting that dig.
Tweedo was just able to get a hand up to block her face from that one, so it deflected off and no one was able to get to it on that one.
Fredericks back in for the Deacons. McAllister back to serve. McAllister serve to Shell. Outside. And a missed block by Fredericks in between her and the net. So point West Fargo.
Currently 21-23, West Fargo Packers are up, and it's their serve.
23, McKenna Becker back to serve for the Packers. Out to Payne. And down to Fredericks, who was just a little outside the line, resulting in a West Fargo Packer point. 24-21, a game point for the West Fargo Packers. Becker back to serve. Again, out to Fredericks with a little bit of a roll shot confusion by the Packers. A free ball over. Hannah Hodel with the hustle play. Out to Bird, who was looking for the line but just found it a little bit outside. 25-21.
West Fargo will take the first set.
And the Packers and Deacons will switch sides.
So far, Lander Fredericks has 2 kills, and Olivia Vetter has 1 ace.
Megan Matheson with 2 kills, who hasn't got a lot of time tonight, but when she was on the court, she really did make a difference.
Shanley is totaling with 9 kills and 2 aces, and West Fargo follows with 7 kills and 1 ace. What do you think Shanley can improve on this one to win set 2?
I think their level of communication could be brought up just a little bit, and if their defense just on their toes a little bit, ready for those different serves, short serves, long serves. How about the Packers? What are you thinking?
I think that what they can do is work on their covering on the blocks to make sure that there's always someone there to get blocks up and improve on those. That's always something that both teams can work on, but that's something that the Packers have been struggling with so far.
Absolutely, and like we've been talking kind of all night, both teams having that hitting force at the front of the net, I think that just shows that this game could go both ways.
Both teams seem to be very evenly matched, and they seem to be strong in similar aspects, so they need to find ways to show the other team's weaknesses.
Absolutely. So the West Fargo Packers up 1-0 as the second one underway any minute now. Kate, like we mentioned before, the Shanley Deacons, a very young team with only, looks like 4 seniors, and the West Fargo Packers with just 2 seniors. What is this going to look like for the upcoming years?
I think for West Fargo, it shows that they will be very, very strong next year. I think they have 6 juniors this year, so they will be very strong and experienced next year, and that will be something that can really help them. Same thing with Shanley. They have a lot of juniors and up-and-coming sophomores, which will be beneficial to them in the upcoming years.
Absolutely. We will take a short break and return to the game. 2. And just like that, we're back. The Deacons will start off with the serve, I believe. Yep. Riley Payne, the senior, back to serve. Set 2, here we go. A longer serve with a free ball over from the Packers. Payne with that. Down the middle from McAllister. And outside from number 15, where it was a little long.
That was a really nice kill by Lucy Holiday. It was just a little bit long, so she just needs to shorten that up a little.
Absolutely. Payne again back to serve with a dig from McKenna Becker. Again from Lucy Holiday. Payne finding it yet again. And a new face tonight. Desi DeKaiser. Hoda with a beautiful dig. Again out to DeKaiser. And that right side push out this time from McKenna Becker. Desi DeKaiser, a sophomore, who we did not see in this first set, is in for the Deacons, being a force again at the net. Payne back to serve. A back row kill from the Packers up to Vetter, who will find McAllister, who placed it perfectly down the middle.
This has been a really good start for the Deacons, 3-0. Hopefully they can keep this run going.
Absolutely. Payne again back to serve for the Deacons. A shorter serve this time. Found the setter. Out to Lucy Holiday, who found a beautiful cross hit. and Mariah Bird. Riley Payne right there to pick up the block. A push right down the middle from the Packers, and Desi DeKaiser, who found it, and Lucy Holiday just missed the block.
Very good hit off the side of the blocker's hands, just fell right out of bounds. Good placement by Desi DeKaiser.
Absolutely. Riley Payne back to serve. Shell with the dig up to their middle. Liv Vetter finding the ball. Mariah Bird finding that back corner, but Erin Beanstalk being right there. A tight pass from Payne, and Olivia Vetter is caught in the net, which will be Packers' first point of the second set, with McKenna Becker back to serve for the Deacons. Mariah Bird finding that cross-court hit. And a beautiful, beautiful block from two sophomores, Paige McAllister and Desi DeKaiser. I just think that shows that the young force that the Deacons have and that excitement that they bring to the team. Paige McAllister back to serve for the Deacons. Shell with the pass up to the setter. And Erin Beanstalk coming from the back row, it looked like a little bit, but it will be out of bounds and result.
So far, a great start for Shanley, resulting in a West Fargo timeout.
Absolutely.
What would you say to your team right now to get them back into it?
You know, I think from the Packer perspective, just to kind of relax a little bit, and, you know, the Deacons came off on the run, and I just think to tell them that it's their turn to make the run and just to catch up when they can.
I would tell them to focus on the little things and make sure that they're getting the blocks and they're in the right position on tips, because so far it's been little mistakes that have been costing them 6 points.
Absolutely. 6-1, the Deacons made their run.
I think if you're Shanley right now, you couldn't have really asked for a better start. They've been doing a very good job so far.
Absolutely. And Desi DeKaiser, the new face, I called her, but just kind of bringing that excitement and that extra energy onto the court as a sophomore is pretty exciting. Underway again after the timeout. Paige McAllister back to serve for the Deacons. A jump serve. Back to Shell up to their setter. Finding their middle hitter with a dig from McAllister. And Lander Fredericks with a very forceful approach finding the middle. McAllister still serving for the Deacons.
That was a very well-placed kill, just right in front of the defender's hands.
Absolutely. Shell again with the pass, a tighter pass to the net, but a tip, and now a push to the back. Beautiful placement by Payne.
Just out of bounds. They'll call that out of bounds and give a point to West Fargo.
Yes, however, just out of bounds. Mary Schnell back to serve for the Packers. Payne with the dig. Olivia Vetter with a great hustle play and a little bit of a miscommunication there from Fredericks and Bird, but looks to be back on track. Desi DeKaiser with a little bit too much power there. Result in a Packer point. Out of bounds there. Shell back to serve for the Packers. Fredericks with an outside kill. And a roll shot from the Packers. DeKaiser again. And a beautiful block there. Both Deacon players ready to go. A tip from the outside. Out to Payne, up to Vetter. And down from Fredericks, but a beautiful dig from McKenna Becker.
Good communication there by the Packers, making sure they knew who was going to get that ball.
Absolutely, and Mariah Bird, again, just finding those open spaces, getting those points. Olivia Manuel back in, one of the few seniors up to serve.
She just replaced Desi DeKaiser.
Maddie McKinnon with a little bit of a push, but Manuel there. touch from the Packers. Again, up to their right side hit. And a point Packers.
Fredericks was right there with the block, but just hit out of bounds.
Substitution for the Packers.
A little confusion there. Now Hallie Erickson is back to serve for the Packers. 8-4 Deacon lead.
Hannah Hodel using her hands there. And a little bit of a swing hit from Fredericks and a push back from the Packers. Outside hit to Bird with, again, a very, very powerful approach. Just missed the ball this time.
Just a little bit off on their timing, so that will be something that they can always improve on.
Point West Fargo, again. Erickson back to serve. Beautiful pass from Hodel. Finding Fredericks, but a block. The Packer hitters were both there. The first time, however, the second time, the Deacons found the middle hole.
That surprised them. They were not ready for that.
Absolutely. Mariah Bird back to serve for the Deacons. A beautiful serve right over the net. McKinnon with the set. And Payne from the outside, but a beautiful dig from Becker. Payne again. And Fredericks down the middle. But McKinnon and Fiakuski just right there to put it back down on the other side of the net. Aaron Binstock, who has been a very forceful hitter in tonight's game, back to serve. Payne with a roll shot. Fiakuski able to adjust on that one and get it over. Fredericks with a reach, just barely got it over. But again, finding that open area. Substitution now, Fredericks out.
The Packers have slowly been chipping their way back into this game, but the Deacons are still pulling ahead.
Absolutely. McAllister back in, but Hodel back to serve. Fiakuski from the outside, finding that outside hit. Up to Payne. Again, the block, but the tip, and the Packers weren't ready for that one. Point Deacons, Hannah Hodel back to serve.
Hannah Hodel still serving.
Shell with the pass. Down to Becker, who was not ready to get blocked. McAllister and Payne with a beautiful block. Point Deacons, Hannah Hodel back to serve. Again, Shell with the pass from the Packers and a free ball over from Becker down to Hodel. And McAllister finding that tip, but McKinnon. A little bit of tip action back and forth, and ultimately McAllister finding that tip, and again just finding that middle. And now a West Fargo timeout, 13-6. The Deacons are still up.
That is West Fargo's second timeout of this set, and they need to work on covering their tips because that has been where a lot of their points have come from.
And while we wait during this timeout, if you've enjoyed watching our ShanleyTV.com broadcast, please consider making a donation to help us continue to bring you quality programming. We rely on donations to bring you every broadcast, and we need your help to continue to improve the quality for our productions and to add new features for you, the viewer to enjoy. If you are interested in donating, please contact Joelle Shuey at 701-893-3225. Again, that's Joelle Shuey at 701-893-3225. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support of Shanley TV. Both teams now back on the court. Hannah Hodel back to serve again for the Deacons. A little bit of hustle play going on here, and Payne with the hit. Hits the ceiling, and the Packers are not quite ready for that one. Just a little bit of miscommunication there. And Hodel still serving for the Deacons. just this young player to be able to be on the streak and keep serving.
It's a very good way to start out, coming out of a timeout, still strong and still with the momentum.
Absolutely. Hodel again back to serve. A softer serve this time, up to the setter. To the outside hit with a good reach from Fiakuski. Out to Payne from the Deacons, and oh my goodness, that one might be the best one of the night so far. Payne, absolutely beautiful, finding that spot where the Packer defense just isn't there.
Both teams have really succeeded with going across the court to the opposite side. That's where the gaps have been for both sides.
Absolutely. Hodel again serving for the Deacons. Up to the setter. Again, out to Fiakuski. That seems to where the Packers are going. McAllister, absolutely, yes. McAllister finding that deep corner.
Packers seem to have a little huddle trying to reorganize and regroup together.
Absolutely, just trying to pick it up for one another. And Hodel again back to serve for the Deacons, 16-6. A pass set this time to Fiakuski. There was a tip. Out to Payne. And tipped on the block from the Packers. So the Deacons again will score. Hodel still serving.
Those hard hits have really been getting to the Packers, just bouncing off their hands and going right out of bounds.
Absolutely. Communication is something for the Packers to work on. Shell with a good pass up to the setter. Again, Fiakuski this time finding her open spaces. That will be giving a little bit of excitement to the Packers. Fiakuski, a tall 10th grader, 6 foot for the Packers, finding her areas, which is important. McKinnon back to serve for the Packers. Finding Manuel up to Vetter. Payne with the tip. Roll shot, absolutely wide open from McKenna Becker. This could be West Fargo's roll here. Maddie McKinnon back to serve. Payne with the tip, again finding those wide open places. And a tight call there. Both teams close up to the net, but it will result in the Deacon favor. Desi DeKaiser coming in for Olivia Manuel back in for the Deacons. Olivia Vetter, the setter, back to serve for the Deacons. Finding McKenna Becker in the back row. And Fiakuski, absolutely that right side hit.
She has been their go-to in this second set. She has found the open spot and hit around the blockers, which has been really good for them.
Absolutely.
That was a good response, too. Shanley went on a run, and then they lost the point, won it back, and now West Fargo is back with it.
Absolutely. Ooh. And a little bit of a block there from the Packers.
McAllister went up to tip that one and just fell into the hands of the blockers straight down on her.
Caitlin Tweedo again back to serve. Vetter finding DeKaiser with a little bit of a roll down the net. However, it will go over. Point Deacons. Riley back to serve, and now 19-10. The jump serve from Payne. Up to their setter. McKenna Becker there. Desi DeKaiser just pushing it over. And Paige McAllister with a single block, going up again for the tip. However, it will be a net call, resulting in a Packer point. Kate, this seems to be happening a lot. The net is kind of getting in the way of both teams, costing them both points.
Both teams have kind of found themselves going over the nets, and that has been the call multiple times tonight.
Absolutely. Back set from Vetter to DeKaiser. And just great communication there and hustle play from the Packers. And again, another net call on McAllister.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row on her.
The Packers back to serve again, fighting their way through this one. McKenna Becker this time. Mariah Bird there. Vetter with the chase. Back to Becker. And right side to Lucy Holiday, and a beautiful, beautiful hustle play from the Packers all around, honestly. not only their defense, but the front row, just being ready all the time.
Yeah, Shanley celebrated a little bit too soon on that one. They weren't expecting the Packers to get that up, but a good hustle play led them to that, and then they got a good fall, and it fell in.
Absolutely, and now a Deacon timeout.
That was a good run by the Packers to work their way back into this. Before, Shanley had been controlling the game and scoring all of the points, and now the Packers kind of went on a run right there.
Absolutely. The hustle play of both teams in this game has been very obvious, in my opinion, I think. Both teams just wanting that point, wanting to get ahead.
I think Mariah Bird has been doing a really good job. Normally she plays front row, but she's been playing all the way around.
Absolutely.
And she hasn't shanked any passes, and she's been doing really well on getting it to the setter. And I think that's been a big advantage for the Deacons. So good job, Mariah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, 19-13, we're back. McKenna Becker back to serve for the Packers. Hannah Holda using her hands this time, out to Bird, finding it just in between the net and the blockers. Great timing there and a very explosive, very explosive.
Yeah, she came up from the back row on that one, so that was a very good hit and timing by both the setter and Mariah.
McAllister back to serve now for the Deacons. Out to Shell. A tough pass to her setter. Again, the Packers hustling, trying to get that play.
Good hustle getting it out of the net, but she just fell over the line, so that'll be a Deacon point.
Absolutely, McAllister again back to serve. A little bit of Shanks pass there over the bench. Packers not quite able to get there. So again, point Deacons 22-13 this time, and McAllister is back to serve again. This time to Becker, up to Tweedo. Down to their middle hitter. Payne there, though, off the ceiling. And Fredericks just not ready for that one.
Yeah, that one shanked off the basketball hoop, so it came to Fredericks a little bit quicker than she was expecting.
Yeah, absolutely. Mary Schnell back to serve for the Packers. To Hodel this time. Payne ready. Up to DeKaiser. Shell again ready. Outside to Aaron Binstock, who just wasn't quite ready for that one and goes into the net. Olivia Manuel back in for the Deacons. Been a quiet force tonight, but sure holding her own. And back to serve for the Deacons. To Becker this time. Again to that right side hit where, yes, they find their confidence. Lucy Holiday with a beautiful hit.
It was good hustle by libero Hannah Hodel. She got it up, but just no one there to keep it going.
Absolutely. The Packers making a couple substitutions. Fiakuski and Erickson. Erickson back to serve. Hodel up from the Deacons. Out to Bird. Finding it, but a little too far out. Point for West Fargo.
Currently 23-16, Deacons are winning.
Erickson again back to serve. This time to Manuel, up to Vetter. And down to Fredericks with the tip, finding it right past the block.
Yeah, that might have even tipped off of McKinnon's hands, right in between all of the tip defenders.
This time, Mariah Bird back to serve for the Deacons. Game point. To Becker, up to Erickson. And a beautiful way to end the set. Payne and Fredericks with a gorgeous double block. 25-16 in favor of the Deacons. They will take set two.
Not much West Fargo could have done on that one. It was a really hard hit, but just a solid block that sent it back their way.
Absolutely. The set's now tied 1-1.
All right, some stats for set two. Riley Payne leading the Deacons with 3 kills. They totaled 9 kills. And Nadia Fiakuski leading West Fargo with 2 kills, and they totaled 3 kills.
Just talking about those stats, the kills have been a very, very prominent figure for both teams. Just multiple players getting those getting those kills, which will result in points.
Yes, for
Both
Shanley,
teams.
it's been really well spread out. Each player has 1 or 2 kills, which has helped them because every player has been a threat, so West Fargo doesn't know who it's coming from. And West Fargo has had 2 players get kills. One sophomore has had 2, and then the other kill coming from McKenna Becker. So that could be something they could improve on, is having more than one player be a threat.
Absolutely, and McKenna Becker, who can play not only the back row, but the front row. Not as tall as some of the other players, but just holding her own, I think, both in the back and the front, hustling all over the court.
Yeah, she's done a very good job working as not a libero, but a back row player, and making sure to keep the balls off the back.
Don't forget that you can connect with Shanley TV on social media, get the latest updates about Shanley sports teams, plus reminders about upcoming broadcasts. Like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV, or follow us on Twitter @ShanleyTV.
And we're back for set 3. It seems that Shanley will be mixing it up a little bit, putting in Shani Niozima, who is a senior for Shanley. She hasn't played in the first 2 sets, so we will see what she brings to the table.
Absolutely, both teams now ready to take on the 3rd set. Refs just checking to be sure rotations look right. And Kate, like you said, we haven't seen Shani much yet, but I think the Deacons hope for her to be a strong force as that senior leader.
Yeah, she's starting out in the back row, and then she will go up to the front row. I'm pretty sure she's a predominant hitter, so that could be another threat for the Deacons to add to their kill total.
With the sets tied 1-1, this should be a good one, competitive, because both teams want it.
West Fargo seems to be bringing the energy, so hopefully they can get off to a strong start right here.
Absolutely. Mary Schnell back in, replacing Maddie McKinnon, so she can play the back row.
Caitlin Tweedo looks like she's back to serve for the Packers to start the 3rd set.
A shorter serve up to Hodel, finds Vetter. McAllister using her left hand. Haven't seen that one yet, but again, just another weapon finding that middle.
That was really good of her to adjust. She went up with her right hand and then saw the set was far,
Absolutely.
so she switched it out.
Making that adjustment, that's very impressive, especially coming from the younger player. She will now be back to serve for the Deacons. Finding Schnell, up to Tweedo, and McKenna Becker. And it looks to be out. Excuse me, looks to be in. Point.
That was very well placed, just in the back corner, right on the line.
Point for the Packers. McKenna Becker back to serve this time. Finding Vetter, now outside to Fredericks, but right there Fiakuski, and number 24, Chloe Fow, who we haven't seen quite yet, but both there to get that block. So Becker is again back to serve. And looks to be a little bit of miscommunication there on the serve between the 2 seniors in the back row. Becker again back to serve after that ace. 3-1. The Packers already making what seems to be their run. Up to Vetter, again to Fredericks, but being blocked again and just not ready for the return of that block. Fiakuski there. 2 in a row for her now. Again, the tall sophomore.
This could be a time for Shanley to try one of their other threats, being Fredericks got blocked twice in a row right there.
Absolutely. Becker back to serve. Finding Payne, and Fredericks there to help. Just not quite there, and Vetter was not quite able to get it over. The Packers, they are on a roll. Lots of energy on that side of the court. And another point. Becker again back to serve. Again, going on that streak. It's pretty impressive. Finding Payne. And yes, just like you said it, using another threat. However, it will not favor the Deacons. Matheson, another quiet force we haven't seen in a little bit. Just a little bit outside for her. And a Becker again.
Yeah, she
still
tried
serving.
to go around those blockers and just hit it out of bounds.
Nice pass up to the center, a little bit tight. A beautiful dig from the Packers over to Hodel. And down from Fredericks. Another great hustle play, a free ball over from the Packers, finding the deep corner. Vetter hustling over. Payne with the quick push. Aaron Binstock with the roll. Hustle play from Payne and over from the Deacons. And ultimately, a Deacon point. Aaron Binstock's hit just a little bit outside.
Very strong kill, just happened to fall out of bounds.
Absolutely very strong. She has been a strong force all night. In for Matheson, it would be Manuel, who is back to serve now for the Deacons. Finding the libero from the Packers. And this time, finding a middle.
Good block right there, but just too strong and went through. And libero wasn't able to get there.
Absolutely. Mary Schnell back to serve for the Packers. Finding Manuel. Vetter hustling there to get it. Hodel with the back row kill. A set from the back row from Becker there. And out. A great call from senior Olivia Manuel and Hannah Hodel. Great communication on their part. Mariah Bird back in. We haven't seen her yet in set 3, but she's back to serve from the Deacons. And a kill from the back row from Becker up to Vetter. Finding Fredericks. Schnell there, though, to pick it up. Maddie McKinnon finding that nice tip. Fredericks getting it right over the block. Payne right back there. Hodel hover in the backfield, being right there. Payne getting blocked. Back up to Hodel. Finding Vetter, who says, I'm going to do it myself. However, it goes out of bounds.
That was good communication there on the Deacons on working on the tips, even though they got blocked a couple times right there.
Absolutely, and a great rally by both teams, resulting with a favor of West Fargo. Number 16, Hallie Erickson, who has done well serving tonight, back to serve for the Packers. Finding Manuel. Hustle by Vetter. Communication there from Payne, who hits it over. Lucy Holiday adjusting. Finding the Deacon defense. A little bit of miscommunication there, however, seemed to work for the Deacons. Payne with a little bit of a push over from the Deacons. McAllister back in, subbing in for Fredericks. Hannah Hodel back to serve for the Deacons. Finding Schnell up to Erickson with a reach there from, I believe, Holiday. McAllister finding it there.
Good hit off the hands of McKinnon. Her block was right there, just too strong.
Absolutely, and Hodel again back to serve. Finding McKenna Becker in the back row. With an outside hit to Holiday. Back up to Vetter. And down from Riley Payne. A softer hit that really confused, again, the Packer defense, finding that open spot right in the middle, which will result in a West Fargo Packer timeout. 6-8. These points have been really worth it. Very, very strong and long rallies to earn these points. Kate, what are your thoughts on just the hustle and overall play of both teams?
I think that the Packers started out really strong this set, and the Deacons have worked their way back into it, fixing the little mistakes. And yeah, those hustle plays have really been helping everyone, because it's been when the teams haven't been expecting to get the ball back over and they're cheering that they won the point, that the ball will come back and then the other team wins the point on them. So that's just something that they need to focus on and make sure that they're waiting until the ball is all the way down and they're positive they won the point before they're cheering.
For sure. Now Hannah Hodel out of this timeout, back to serve. Finding Schnell up to Erickson with a right side from Binstock. She's always finding those open spots. Cross court down the line in the middle. She sees the court quite well, and now she will be back to serve. Mariah Bird, a tight pass, but Vetter able to adjust. Hard block, but McAllister able to recover. And a hard swing from Holiday. Mariah Bird right there to pick it up, though. Riley Payne with the adjust. And again, a great hustle by both teams. Mariah Bird there able to hit it over to Holiday, finding that open spot right down the line for a Packer point.
That's been a really good way for the Packers to come out of that timeout just the way they wanted, scoring
Absolutely.
2 quick points. No mistakes right there.
Binstock again back to serve. Hodel right there. Mariah Bird to pick her right up. And a free ball over from Payne. McKinnon with the set. And a gorgeous, gorgeous play from the Packers. McKenna Becker with that kill. Looked like Becker or McKinnon could both take it. A little bit of confusion. The Deacons didn't know where that one was coming from. And to top it off, an ace from Erin Binstock.
A short serve caught Hannah Hodel off guard, and now the Deacons will take a timeout to try and reorganize.
The Packers right where they want to be. Gone on their run, hit their serves, got their kills, got their blocks, doing things right. Getting the Deacons a little bit out of whack here. Down 6.
Yeah, that was a very good 4-point run by the Packers to come out. Deacons didn't score at all in that one, so hopefully they can come out. Hopefully the Deacons can come out as they have in previous timeouts the way they want. That's been one of their strengths so far, is coming out really strong out of timeouts.
Absolutely. To continue her streak from out of the timeout, Erin Binstock back to serve for the Packers. Bird taking control there in the back row. Beautiful hustle play from Vetter. And Payne able to sneak it right over the net. The Packer defense just not quite ready for that one. Couple substitutions here. Manuel out for the Deacons, and in for the Deacons, Megan Matheson. Bryn Geeson in for the Packers with Olivia Vetter back to serve. Shanley able to get that one up, a little bit of a shank. Becker there to pick her up. Paige McAllister with a quick block. And the Packers just aren't quite ready for that one. With a little bit of a lift there from the Packers. Olivia Vetter will be back to serve again. Again to Schnell, who's been seeing a lot of serves tonight. Outside to Becker. And Olivia Vetter not quite ready from that one with a smile on her face. Point Packers. Maddie McKinnon, a strong force in the middle, who can also serve, back to serve tonight. Finding that light serve, up to Vetter. With a push from Payne, who came from the back. A little bit of miscommunication there, but up to Holiday, who found the back corner beautifully. Point Packers. Packers working their way. Deacons working their way back up to catch them, excuse me. But the Packer point, and McKinnon back to serve. Who found Payne. Out to Matheson. However, blocked right back to her face. Becker and Powell, I believe, who received that block. McKinnon back to serve. Finding Payne again. Set pass from Vetter and a free ball over from Matheson down to McKinnon. However, blocked. And they just can't get there. The Packers just can't get there. Point Deacons.
That was a very quick set by the Packers, but the blockers were just right there by the Deacons.
Absolutely. Riley Payne now back to serve. Geeson with the pass. Hustle play from Erickson and a free ball over from Becker. McAllister with the reach. Outside to Holiday. And a tough swing.
Good communication there by the Deacons, calling that the ball was out, and they were correct and received the point on that one.
Looks to be a Packer point. I think it was a tip from the Deacons. Right side to Matheson, who's ready with the swing. Hits the ceiling twice.
Hits the ceiling again.
Up to Vetter. McAllister ready to swing with a beautiful swing. Fiakuski right there to put it right back down. Up to Vetter. Niall Zima, the senior, back in for the Deacons. Able to get that kill, get that point for the Deacons. Frederick's a powerful middle hitter back in for the Deacons. McAllister, however, back to serve. A shorter serve finding Becker with a good adjustment there from Powell. And a little bit rushed there, too much from Matheson.
Yeah, that was a very good adjustment by Fowl using her left hand to tip that one over.
Absolutely. Hodel back in, the libero for the Deacons. McKenna Becker back in, serving for the Packers. And a great communication there from the Deacons. Payne able to call it, puts her foot on the line and calls it out. Point for the Deacons. Olivia Manuel. 3 of the 4 seniors on the court tonight. That leadership is showing. Manuel back to serve. Beautiful hit from Fiakuski. Manuel not quite there to pick it up. But like we've mentioned before, Nadia Fiakuski, a very, very young player, but really proving her spot on this team. Showing people what she can do. Mary Schnell back to serve for the Deacons, finding Manuel with the easy pass up to Vetter. Tip block from the Packers. Fiakuski again, finding the cross-court kill. Beautifully done by the Packers, set up well.
She went
Mary
right
Schnell back to serve.
She went right in between the Deacon blockers right there.
Beautiful placement. Great communication there. A push ball from Niall Zima. Up to Erickson, I believe. And a tip from McKinnon. Fredericks off the tip of her block. McKinnon's tip will result in a West Fargo point. 20-11 now. Timeout Deacons. Going to try to regroup here. The Packers right where they want to be yet again. On their run, only 5 points away. Deacons hoping to come back and go on this run here.
So far it's been pretty evenly matched, but this set has been in favor of the Packers. They've been finding good placement in between the blocks, or they've been hitting it hard enough that way the blocks deflect out of bounds, which has been working really well for them.
Absolutely, and one thing we haven't talked a lot about tonight, Kate, is the serves. I feel like the serving on both sides of the court have been very consistent. There's been a couple of missed ones here and there, but the consistency of the serves is very impressive from both sides of the court. And with that said, Mary Schnell back to serve for the Packers. And an ace there. Manuel not quite ready for that one. Again, back to serve. Great way to start from the timeout. But Mary Schnell back to serve. A harder serve this time. Vetter chasing it down. And a good adjustment roll shot there from Payne. Schnell not quite ready, but a beautiful dive and hustle play there from Binstock, I believe. Bird checking in for the Deacons. Mariah Bird will serve. Becker there with a dig, finding Erickson. Aaron Binstock with a beautiful, beautiful hit. Hodel there, however, ready to pick it back up. And just like that, over, and a double hit from McKinnon, resulting in a Deacon play. The Deacons ready for everything in that play.
That was a very good hustle play, running all the way across the court and just barely getting over the net. McKinnon wasn't quite ready for it.
Yes, able to finish it off with Bird serving now back to the line. A back set there to Fiakuski. Bird there, however, to pick it up to Vetter and down to Fredericks. Schnell there to pick it up on that side. To the outside, a little bit of miscommunication there, which will result in Becker hitting it out of bounds. Bird again back. This could be the Shanley run we were talking about, but we'll see where this one goes. Bird back to serve for the Deacons. Becker there able to pick it up to Erickson. And Bird picking it up again on the opposite side. Awesome defense for both sides. Will result in a Deacon point. Looked like a little bit of confusion there, whether the ball was in or out, but the point will be in favor of the Deacons. Mariah Bird again back to serve. A tight pass, however, McKinnon able to adjust. Fredericks right there, also gaining the point with a little bit of a lift from the Packers. Mariah Bird back to serve yet again. A little bit of miscommunication there. Fiakuski, however, able to hit it up again. McKinnon able to adjust up to Vetter on the Deacons side. Fredericks finding the middle, exactly what you wanted to do. Both teams finding that middle, but the Deacons a little bit more, I think. Fredericks was able to tap it right down to the middle.
Yeah, that tip was right in between about 5 Packers
Absolutely.
players.
Bird again serving, finding Fiakuski on the outside. A little bit of a tip from the blockers, but she was able to perform on that one. Erickson's now serving for the Packers. Ooh, a little bit of a short serve there, just right over the net. Deacons not quite ready for that one. Erickson serving again.
That last serve had a little lucky roll and good placement on it.
Absolutely. Erickson serve, finding Hodel up to Vetter, and now out to Payne. Up from Becker, and now to Binstock. Beautiful dig from Hodel, again finding Vetter. And a roll shot from Payne. Good communication on the Packers side, again finding Binstock, who just couldn't get it quite over the net for the Packers. A couple substitutions here for the Deacons. Hannah Hodel, the libero, who has been playing great defense tonight, back to serve for the Deacons. Good communication there from Chanel, who gets the pass up to Holiday, I believe. And a good adjustment there by Payne. However, McKinnon there to block it. And a little bit of miscommunication there from the Deacons. Point West Fargo. Aaron Binstock back to serve for the Deacons game point, or excuse me, the Packers game point. Vetter with a great hustle play. An adjustment by Paige McAllister. Point Deacons there. Megan Matheson checking in for the Deacons.
That was a good hit by McAllister, just adjusting, and then it led to a shank pass by the Packers.
Olivia Vetter now serving for the Deacons. He finds Becker up to Erickson, and now to Holiday, who will end it for set 3. A little bit of miscommunication again, which I feel like I've been saying a lot, but there has been. In this third set, I feel a little bit more than anything. Just that communication piece was missing, I think, on both sides, but ultimately for the Deacons. But just like that, West Fargo will take the third set.
That was a really good adjustment by the Packers. They came back and won the third set after a tough second set. And here are some third set stats. So, leading the Deacons totaled 5 kills, led by Riley Payne with 3. much better for the Packers this set. They totaled 11, led by Nadia Fiakuski with 5.
Nadia Fiakuski, who I kept saying was a quiet force in the first 2 sets, but really in this 3rd set, she came out and she hit the ball really well, just finding those open areas, finding those open spots, the cross court, just kind of reading the blockers, which is impressive and hard to do as a young player, but definitely a threat on the Packers side.
The Packers' strong suit has really been finding that across court hit just to where there's no Deacon defenders. All of the Deacon defenders find themselves sucked up at the net trying to protect themselves from the block and tip. So they've been doing very good jobs finding those open gaps and hitting around the blockers.
Definitely, Kate. If you were in the huddle right now on the Deacon side, what would you be saying? What would you be talking about just to come out strong in this 4th set?
I would be saying making sure that they are closing their blocks and there's no gaps that they can hit around very easily. And if there is a gap, it would go directly to a tip defender. I think that would help them a lot. Another thing is communication on simple mistakes. I know the last point of the set was when there was just a miscommunication and the ball dropped between the two. And I think simple things like that could help them and go a long ways in this set.
Definitely very, very well said. And just like that, we're ready to go take on set 4. We've had a couple different starting lineups for the Deacons tonight. This time, Desi DeKaiser, a sophomore, coming in to start for the Deacons, who we saw, I believe, in the 2nd set be a very strong force at the top, at the front of the net. And just her blocking, her defense, but also her killing, just that confidence to have as a sophomore is really important. Packers again, back and ready to take on set 4. Hodel coming in now for Fredericks. And Schnell now coming in on the Packer side for McKinnon. So to start off the 4th set, looks like it'll be the Deacons serve, Riley Payne back to serve.
The Deacons will serve against set 4, serving Riley Payne.
And I think a great way for the Deacons to start, an ace from Riley Payne.
Payne still serving.
Aaron Binstock not quite ready for that one. Schnell there with a beautiful pass to the setter. However,
McAllister was there for the block, just not close enough. The ball fell in between her and the net, just got caught up, and they weren't able to get it back up. McKenna Becker back to serve for the Packers.
oh, and a little bit of miscommunication there. Kate, we were just talking about that communication piece, so important, and ultimately costing the Deacons some points here. But Becker with the ace for the Packers, and she'll go again to serve. 2-1 this time. Again, we just said it miscommunication, but this time they communicated quite well, called that one out, which ultimately resulted in a point. So now McAllister back to serve for the Deacons. Finding the back row, which with a free ball from the Packers. Finding Fredericks up to Vetter, and a placement from Fredericks, who will go again and hit this time. Becker there to recover. The setter out this time. Payne taking over, and Mariah Bird finding the back of the court. Beautifully done. Mary Schnell just not able to get there. McAllister still serving. Finding Mary Schnell. And down to Erin Binstock, exactly what they want. Get it to their attacking force. McKenna now back in for the Deacons. Mary Schnell back to serve. Olivia Vetter with a great hustle play. Fiakuski, just like we were talking about before the set started, being that force, getting that point for the Deacons. Point Packers now. Mary Schnell again back to serve. Beautifully done by Hannah Hodel, watching that one go out of bounds, not even phasing her what it looked like. But Manuel checking in now for Fredericks, back to serve for the Deacons. Tie ball game here at 4-4. Tito to McKinnon, who found Fredericks up now. Communication there from Binstock, who free-balled it over. Now Mariah Bird with the hit. Again, Mary Schnell not quite able to get there, but also Mariah Bird just with that beautiful placement, finding that back corner.
She's been doing a great job just finding those corners around the Packer defense.
Senior Olivia Manuel again back to serve. Finding Becker up to Tweedo with, again, Fiakuski right there on the right side. However, Olivia Vetter right there to pick it up, but it will be a net violation. I think her foot did cross the line just a little bit, even though she might not have touched the net.
Yeah, she went down to try and save that ball and fell over the line, and she got called for it.
Hallie Erickson now back to serve for the Packers. Again, tied at 5 this time. The Deacons really confident in that in and out play, communicating very, very well on telling their back row when the ball is in and out, and ultimately scoring off of it. So now Mariah Bird back to serve for the Deacons, finding Becker up to Erickson, and now McKinnon with a beautiful block. Fredericks right there to block that one.
That block just rolled along the net and then fell down right where there was no Packers. That was really good.
Very well done. This time again, Bird back to serve for the Deacons, who are up 2. Again, finding Becker up to Erickson. However, Erickson was not quite able to get there. Fredericks just had to tip it over.
Yeah, Fredericks just changed up where that ball was going to go and threw the Packers off a little bit, which really was good. 2 in a row now. Fredericks, all she has to do is put her arms over the net and just go straight back down. So Bird back to serve yet again. Mary Schnell not quite ready for that one, so it goes over up to Vetter and back to Payne. Oh yes, finds that opposite corner. Her and Bird just finding that opposite corner, scoring points off of it. Really taking advantage of that open space. And just like that, a timeout for the Packers, 9-5. The Deacons are up. Last set, Kate, the Packers were really in control of the set, but to me it looks like the Deacons are taking control. What do you think the Packers need to do just to kind of get their confidence and excitement back up? It seems as if the Packers defense has been getting tired and they're just getting those corners very easily. The back right corner has been a weak spot for the Packers defense right now. So whether that be moving a player back a little bit, I'm not sure, but they need to find a way to cover that area because I believe Shanley has had 4 or 5 beautiful hits right there with no coverage. Going back a few plays when Packers served out of bounds, the 2 seniors, Olivia Manuel and Riley Payne, did a really good job of showing their leadership and talking to her, talking to the sophomore libero, Hannah Hodel, and telling her that the ball was out of bounds. That way she knew, and I thought that was really good that the 2 seniors were there showing her and telling her.
Couldn't agree more. Just that teamwork is really important. Again, Mariah Bird now back to serve for the Deacons. Up 4 this time. Finding Becker up to Erickson, and again down to Lucy Holiday this time, who a junior also been a force at the front row, in the front row at the net. Erin Binstock back to serve now for the Packers. Just like you said it, Olivia Manuel taking leadership in that back row. Goes over her head, calls it out. McAllister coming in with some energy, but Hannah Hodel back to serve. Finding Schnell in the back row, who gets it up to Erickson with a jump serve. And a beautiful, beautiful kill from McKinnon, just coming off that 1 foot and finding the open corners. The corners seem to be a favorite tonight, I guess, but Hey, if it works, that's what they're going for. McKinnon with that kill, and now she is back to serve for the Packers. Finding Hodel and Vetter, beautiful adjustment. Finding McAllister for that hit, and then the pass over from the Packers, not quite where they wanted it, but Desi DeKaiser again back in for the Deacons, replacing Manuel.
That was really good timing by Paige McAllister. She had to pause a second before going up to kill that ball, so that was very good by her.
Absolutely. Olivia Vetter now back to serve. One thing I've noticed she's done quite well tonight is just adjusting to her passes. If she has to dive on the floor to get the set, that's what she's going to do, but I really think she does a good job on that, just adjusting. However, that one into the net, not quite where she wanted it. Paige McAllister just a couple steps late. So points for the Packers this time. Fiakuski back in for the Packers, along with number 25, Caitlin Tweedo, who will be back to serve, who finds Hodel in the back row up to Vetter, with an adjustment there from McAllister. Ultimately in her favor. Payne back to score now for the Deacons. Payne finding the libero on the Packers side. Fiakuski there. Strong approach, but just couldn't quite find the ball.
Set was a little bit too high for her approach, so just bounced off her fingertips.
Riley Payne still serving now for the Deacons. A short ball this time. Not quite expected. Mariah Bird with a strong hit, but picked up from Geeson. Fiakuski there with a roll. To Bird. Finding DeKaiser this time. And beautifully placed. Opposite corner this time. A little bit of miscommunication from the back row between the Packers. Riley Payne again. Mixing up her serves. A little bit short, a little bit long. But I think the Packers calling this timeout to try to get her out of her run. But ultimately, Payne just does a great job of mixing up her serves to make her unpredictable. This game going back and forth both ways, but both teams really competing, wanting them both.
West Fargo is leading so far 2-1, and Shanley is leading this one 14-8. Out of that timeout, Riley Payne is back to serve.
Finding Schnell in the back row. Up to Tweedo. Free ball from Packer middle. McAllister right there. Finding that space right in between the two back row players again. Able to get that point. Payne again back to serve for the Deacons. If you look at your scoreboard, the games are mixed up. So West Fargo does lead 2-1. Fiakuski there. A little bit too outside, resulting in a Deacon point. Riley Payne is still serving. Having that consistency is so important. Finding Schnell there, a beautiful pass. Adjustment from Tweedo. And there finally Fiakuski gets it right at the fingertips of Hodel, but Hodel, however, not
able to get that ball up.
Thank you. Not able to get that ball up. McKenna Becker back to serve. This time Hodel there. Bird to pick her right back up, and DeKaiser with the free ball over. Payne with a beautiful dive up to Vetter, and again finding Bird with a little bit of a shank, but great hustle play from two players. However, not able to get it over in 3 hits, hits the ceiling. Great hustle play, however, by the Packers. I've noticed that a lot tonight. And a new face back to the service line. Paige McAllister will be serving for the Deacons, as Hannah Hodel sits out and Lander Fredericks is back in. Up to Tweedo, finding Fiakuski, who's in the middle this time. Vetter able to reach for that one. Bird again. Up to the setter, tight. And just like that, Fredericks can push it right down. That's tough, playing against the Deacons, and with an overpass, they have tall middles, so Kate, they're able to just push that ball right back over with an overpass. Payne there with the pass, finding DeKaiser, tipped by Bernstock, excuse me. And now a free ball over. Payne there using her hands up to Vetter, finding Fredericks. And Fredericks finding that corner.
Beautiful placement in the back left corner by Fredericks. She's been doing really well tonight, just hitting those corners and working around tall blockers for West Fargo.
Definitely, and now Paige McAllister back to serve. And a good call there by Erin Bernstock, who's shown a lot of volleyball intelligence, I would say, just making those smart plays, ultimately resulting in points. So Schnell back to serve, and Bird there. But now Bernstock again, just not, with a strong approach, just not able to connect on that hit, finding that ball.
Shanley's been doing really well. They called that, there was a timeout called, and they came out really strong and went on a big run. And I don't really think West Fargo has recovered since then.
Manuel back to serve now, finding Becker in the back row. Tafia Kuski, but Fredericks and Bird with a double block right there. Bird again there with a great defensive play. Fredericks, but picked up by Becker. To McKinnon now with the push, down to Manuel. And now, again, Bird, they're finding Bird constantly wanting her to get that one, but it'll be a point for West Fargo. West Fargo defense just there and ready to go. Checking in now for the Packers, Lucy Holiday and Hallie Erickson. Hallie Erickson back to serve for the Deacons. Her serve found by Payne, picked up by Vetter. Again, finding Bird, but picked up by Becker. Outside. Again, good play at the net, favoring with the Packers. A little bit of play back and forth at the net. A dangerous spot for the ball to be.
That was a good job by Olivia Vetter going up with the ball, but she was just overpowered right there.
Definitely Erickson now back to serve. Finding Bird yet again, who tips it to the middle. Becker there sets up her outside, makes it barely over. A little bit of pause there. Hannah Hodel, beautifully done, putting herself on the floor. Bird finding the back, hitting the ceiling again. But the Packers ultimately there to score that point. Great hustle play by the Deacons defense, however. Erickson still serving now. Vetter able to adjust to that one. Packers not expecting a little bit of a sneak attack there from Vetter. Packers not expecting that one from her. Be dangerous for the Deacons. Mariah Bird back to serve now. Bird serve finding McKinnon in the front row, up to Erickson and down to Lucy Holiday, who just sneaks past the block. Olivia Vetter there, but again just went right past her. Erin Binstock back to serve for the Deacons. Excuse me, the Packers. And her serve goes right over the net. Barely hits the net, but goes over. Binstock still serving. Her serve a little bit longer this time, finding Bird. Now to Payne, who just puts it over. But this time a little bit more powerful. Hannah Hodel there in the back row. Again, outside to Payne. This time finding it. Binstock there just not quite right on time. Payne, a very, very powerful force when the ball just comes over. Even if it's just not a set of play, she's there to hit it right back down.
That was a good job by Riley, about 3 kills in a row on that play.
Absolutely. Hannah Hodel back to serve now. Finding Geeson in the back row, up to Erickson. To Lucy Holiday. Olivia Manuel there to pick it back up. Olivia Vetter. right over the net. Hannah Hoda there to pick it up. A little bit of Bird and Payne right there. Back to Schnell with a quick set. And Payne here with a beautiful kill to top the play.
Lots of excitement right
Lots
there
of
by
excitement in
Payne.
that one.
That was a really strong kill and just dropped between the blockers and the net. That's very good.
That rally was going back and forth there for a while. Hodel back to serve, however. Finding McKinnon on the outside. That's one she does quite well. A little bit of a swing hit there off of 1 foot. Manuel not quite ready for that one.
Yeah, she's done really well with that right side swing hit. She just comes across from the middle to the right side, and Deacons haven't been able to cover that very well.
Olivia Vetter, great hustle play. Free ball over from McAllister. Up to Erickson, who will push it over. And Paige McAllister, who will hit it. Hustle play there from McKinnon, but over from Geeson. And Paige McAllister will hit it over. Tipped from the Packers. 24-16 game point for the Deacons. A little bit of confusion on who's supposed to serve here, but looks like a little bit of substitution here too. Or a check of rotation, I think. There we go, checking in for the Deacons. Desi DeKaiser and Olivia Vetter, set point now, serving for the Deacons. Over to Geeson, up to Erickson. And down, but picked up right by Vetter. And just like that, they put it away, 25-16.
Great diving save by Olivia Vetter to set that up, where Riley Payne just pushed it over the net when they were expecting a setup.
Absolutely. Olivia Vetter can set the ball quite well, but she sure knows how to hustle and she sure knows how to pass. So being in that position, I think her team has that full confidence in her to dig that one up. The Packers now needing a little bit of confidence going into this next set. Kay, what do you think? What do you think the adjustments are going to be for the Packers going in?
I think that they need to do more right side swing hits and more cross-court hits because those have been their strong suits. I would stick to what has been working for them, and then I would just really work on making sure they're getting the communication and the hustle balls, because those have really been killing them. Like, they'll hustle after the ball and then hit it up, and it just won't go in their favor. So they just really need to work on fixing the little things to get every single point that will really help them and keep their energy up.
Absolutely.
So far, it's been a very exciting game, back and forth with close sets, which has been really exciting, keeping both sides interesting. And here are some stats for set 4. For Shanley, they totaled 12 kills, led by Lander Fredericks, Mariah Bird, and Riley Payne with 3 each. And then for West Fargo, they totaled 6 kills, led by Maddie McKinnon with 2. Both teams had one ace.
I think something that really stood out to me on the Deacon side of the court is Lander Fredericks just there, no matter what, kind of in the middle to hit it, block it. But when there's an overpass, we mentioned this a little bit before, but when there's an overpass, she's there to just put her hands up and put the ball back down on the opposite side. And that really is a threat to other teams and a weapon that the Deacons use with her. But not only her and Paige McAllister, who's a younger player, but almost just as tall. And just having 2 forces in the middle is a very good weapon for the Deacons.
I think the Packers could really benefit from focusing on making sure their passes are right to the setter and not near the net, because if they're anywhere near the net, that is when Fredericks and McAllister and those big middle players will hit them back, and then they can't do anything about it except hope it goes to their defense.
Our scoreboard isn't quite updated, but Shanley has won 2 sets, and West Fargo has also won 2 sets. So it's tied. We are on the 5th set. This is a big one, determining the winner. Both teams want it. It's gone back and forth, both sides, Kate. I'm anxious to see who's going to pull off with this one.
On starting set 5, just a reminder that set 5 only goes to 15 points, not 25.
Riley Payne now back to serve for the Deacons. Finding Schnell in the back row. And down to Fiakuski. Riley with Payne with a beautiful save. A little bit of offset there. But ultimately, number 23, McKenna Becker, finding that open spot as a hitter. She will go back to serve now for the Packers. Becker serve, finding Payne up to Vetter. Down to McAllister, hard hit. And a free ball now from Becker. To Hodel, tight pass to the net, but Olivia Vetter, great adjustment. However, Desi DeKaiser's hit gets blocked right back down on the Deacons side. So the Packers leading this one already 2-0 with Becker back to serve for the Deacons, or excuse me, for the Packers. Again, finding Payne up to Vetter and Bird on the outside. Packers finding Binstock on the outside. And Payne's back row hit, not quite able to make it over the net. 3-0 now for the Packers.
McKenna Becker is still serving.
Becker back to serve for the Deacons, finding Payne yet again. A little bit of off pass, but finding Bird. They will ultimately win that point.
Great hit by Bird. It was really hard into the blockers and just bounced back down into the net. That's been one thing that Shanley has really taken advantage of, is hitting it into the blockers and then falls back into the net.
Getting their first point now with McAllister back to serve. Bird getting both points there. Again, those overpasses, Bird just able to put it right back down on their side. It's 2-3 now, Deacons, with McAllister back to serve. Finding Schnell in the back row, up to Tweedo. Finding Fiakuski, who just hits it right down to McAllister, who almost does the splits there in the back row. But again, I just keep saying it, Fiakuski, a very young player, only a sophomore, but able to hold her own and really hit the ball hard to the defensive players on the opposite side. Mary Schnell back to serve. Finding Hodel. Good communication there by the Deacons. Hodel pushing it back over, up to Tweedo, and finding McKinnon now. A very strong hit right down the middle, which will now be 5-2 Deacons. And now a timeout from the Deacons. First Fiakuski, now McKinnon. Both players great hitters for the Packers. 2 very strong hitters that have scored many of their points already. The score now 2-5. Kate, what do you think the Deacons are talking about?
I think the Deacons are talking about how they need to make sure that their blocks are there, and that way they can, making sure that their blocks are there, that way it's easier for the defenders to try and pick up the hits.
Definitely, if you take a look at your scoreboard, folks, 5-2 is the updated score. However, it is not Game 4, it is Game 5. And the Deacons have won 2, and West Fargo has won 2. Just to let you know that that hasn't updated quite yet, but it is Game 5.
Good
now,
adjustment by McKinnon. She went up there, and there was a long pass, and she just tipped it the other direction.
Now 6-2. Mary Schnell back to serve for the Packers. Her serve finding Hodel using her hands up to Vetter. And now down to Fredericks, but Becker finding that with a diving save, push over. And now Bird, again finding Becker up to McKinnon this time, and now Binstock with a hard hit. Vetter adjusting. Blocked, however, from the middle. But a beautiful recovery from Bird. Again, just there, in the right moment, the right timing, able to just put the ball right back down. Substitute for the Deacons. DeKaiser out and Manuel back in, who is now back to serve. 3-6 Deacons. Becker there. Tweedo with the right side, Fiakuski there. However, Fredericks and Bird with a double block. Fiakuski not quite able to get that one over. Manuel again back to serve. Her serve finding Binstock, who will ultimately go up with an outside hit. Tipped there. And just finding that open spot, point Packers. Couple substitutions here. Hallie Erickson and Lucy Holiday in for the Packers, and Erickson back to serve. Her serve finding Hodel. A little bit of an off pass there. Vetter not quite able to get there. Point Packers.
All right, tied 2-2 in game 5, or tied with each match 2-2. The score is 4-8. And the Packers are winning. Good kill by Fredericks. Maddie McKinnon went up to save that ball, but she just ended up falling over the line, so that will be a Deacon point right there.
Mariah Bird back to serve now for the Deacons. Her serve shorter, but finding Becker. Holiday up there with a cross-court hit. And Payne with the tip, unexpected. Holiday again, except the opposite side of the court. And Hodel just not quite ready to pick that one up. Point Packers on that one. Erin Binstock back to serve now for the Packers. Bird there with the pass, tighter to the net, however. Fredericks able to adjust. Holiday again with the kill. Point Deacons there, substitution now.
Yeah, on that last play, it was called out of bounds. It went around the metal wire and didn't go in between the two.
Hodel serving now for the Deacons. Finding the libero in the back row with a tip from Becker, barely touching the net. Holiday there able to readjust. Again now finding it outside with the tip. Hodel there to pick it up though. Payne from the outside, Geeson with a nice put up. And McKenna Becker there able to kill it from the outside. Maddie McKinnon now back to serve.
Just a reminder, it is game 5 and it is tied set 2 and set 2. Each team has won 2. And now we are just taking a timeout. What do you think the Shanley coach is saying to their team right now?
I think, kind of like we've talked about all night, I think he's really telling them, to focus on just the little things and just kind of being on their toes on defense all the time. The Packer side is very active, and I think that the Deacons get caught off guard and aren't quite ready. And I think the Packers are to just keep attacking and keep taking advantage of the younger defense for the Deacons.
Yeah, the Packers have 10 points in this last set. We'll only go to 15, so the Deacons really need to decide to play now, or else they're going to get shut out in this last set.
With that said, Maddie McKinnon back to serve, finding Hodel with a little bit of a shank there, not quite ready for that one. A little bit of a floater serve from McKinnon.
It's a good way for the Packers to come out of that timeout.
Back to serve yet again. There we go. Hodel got it that time. And McAllister there. And a beautiful block from the Packers, but a little bit of a lift there from Becker. I think she realized that a little bit right away too. However, she'll go to the back row and receive for the Packers. Manuel out now. And DeKaiser back in, but Vetter, back to serve. Great hustle play from Becker. Hodel there to pick it up. Outside to Payne. A beautiful block, though, from the Packers. Up to DeKaiser this time. Missed the net just a little bit. A lot of excitement on the Packer side as they received that point. Lots of substitutions this time. Number 25, Caitlin Tweedo back to serve. Good communication there by Vetter. Finding McAllister with a wicked pass from the back row. Geeson pushing it deep. And McAllister blocked there by Fiakuski. And then the Deacons is not quite being able to react to that one. Again, 25 Tweedo back to serve for the Deacons. Finding Hodel up to Vetter. And a kill from Bird from the back row. Outside to Fiakuski on the outside. Bird there to pick it right back up. And Riley Payne finding that line, giving the Deacons a lot of momentum on that play. Just being able to see that down the line is impressive.
That gave the Deacons a much-needed step of enthusiasm right there, as the Packers are 2 points away from winning, so hopefully the Deacons can come back and win this one.
After that kill, Payne back to serve. Finding their middle hitter. Bird there, however, to pick it back up. And Vetter there to push it over to Schnell. Up to Tweedo, and now down to Becker. But a double block by Bird and McAllister. Able to pick that one up. Hodel with the quick hands. And now Bird able to sneak it right between the net and Becker. The Deacons there taking a second. Payne now up to serve. Fiakuski with the kill, however, blocked and set back over. Becker with the roll shot. And Bird now with the kill. Push now by Fiakuski, however, up by Hodel. And found right down the line by Bird. Right down the line. The Packer defense is not quite ready for that one.
The Packers will just take another timeout in this game 5, trying to recuperate, because the Deacons have kind of started a run, and I'm sure they want to prevent that before it even gets started.
Yeah, just like you said, the Deacons did go on a little bit of run. It's only a 3-point game. I think it could go either way. One thing while we wait, Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathletic.club.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or by becoming a member if you are not already one. It's easy to become a member and anyone can join. So sign up today, the Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. And with that said, Becker sends the ball over on a free ball up to Vetter and now down to Bird, who will put that one away. Mary Schnell got a touch, but just not quite there. Bird got really excited on that one, giving her team a lot of energy. Now Payne back to serve for the Deacons. Again, now just like that, it's a 2-point game. Shorter serve this time up to Schnell. Fiakuski though. And Payne just barely missing it. Got a touch, but just missing it.
Good placement right outside of the hands of Payne. Not much she can do about that one.
Most definitely.
Match point here for the Packers, serving McKenna Becker.
McKenna Becker, a strong server tonight for the Packers. We'll send this one over. Finding Payne. And now ultimately Hodel down to their libero. And it looks to be a net call against the Packers, giving the Deacons a point. McAllister back to serve. And Fredericks in for the Deacons. That's a tough one. That's a hard one to give up when the game is this close. 12-14 now. And a miss serve by McAllister, but a great read by the libero, Mary. Just like that, the Packers took that one 15-12. Very hard fought game, I think, by both teams. A lot of hustle and a lot of hard work went into this one. However, the Packers came on top.
Yeah, that was very good work by both teams, communicating well and working and changing the little things to show their strengths. I thought that was really well done by both teams.
Definitely, like going forward, both teams are very evenly matched, and I think it'll be interesting to see where these teams go and the rest of EDC and leading to the postseason. But both teams stronger. Both teams strong and looking stronger to the future, only graduating a few.
Yeah, now both teams have something to work from, and they both have things that they can learn and improve on after this game. So that was a really good job by both.
For myself and our entire crew, I'm Lydia Mattern alongside Kate Busick. The final score from the Deacons was 2, the West Fargo 3. And to watch any version of this entire game and our other broadcasts, go to shanleytv.com. The proceedings has been a presentation of Shanley TV.